philosophers who state with confidence that miracles occur all around us every day. And that with a heightened awareness, we will be able to see these miracles and recognize the angels that walk among us. In the world of mathematics, numeric formulae are the blueprints by which we live. Each combination of numbers leads us to a concrete conclusion. But what about the world of miracles, a world that has little use for factors, formulas, and equations? I'm Robert Culp. As we present real-life stories of the miraculous, we must remember that the study of miracles is not an exact science. Many of these cases are not bound by rules or reason, and most of them push the boundaries of human understanding. The cases we will present to you in the next hour will test the limits of logic as we know it and persuade you to consider the possibility. Could it be a miracle?
For most of us, life is a whirlwind of priorities and obligations, deadlines to meet, executive ladders to climb, and duties to complete.
Every now and then, something unpredictable brings the routine to a screeching halt. An event that demands our full attention, an event that refuses to fit in the normal, logical scheme of things, an event that touches us and reminds us there is a realm of things beyond simple explanation. Sometimes we recognize these events as miracles. Welcome to Could It Be a Miracle? I'm Bob Evans, producer.
And I'm Michelle Wolford, segment producer. Our miracle research staff is busy gathering the testimonies of real people across the country so that we can share them with you. During the next hour, we'll examine the stories of everyday people whose lives were inspired and transformed by the miraculous.
Coming up, a young man is seduced by gang life until a near-fatal confrontation puts him at the mercy of an angel.
A man is called on a rescue mission by his grandmother's spirit.
A mysterious nurse defies medical reasoning when she eases the suffering of hospital roommates.
A troubled young man gets some rather gruff counseling from an angelic source.
And a man who puts off a simple repair strands himself until he gets some angelic assistance. First, we have the personal story of author Ken Gobb.
I had the opportunity to interview Ken, who included several of his own experiences in his book, God's Got Your Number. As a teenager, he had a close call that would have ended in disaster if he had failed to listen to an inner voice.
When I was 16 years old, I had a car and was wild and crazy and doing what I shouldn't have been doing, what my dad would have grounded me for.
Knock it off, Warren. She smiled at you. What are you talking about? That Marilyn Monroe dish, she wants you, I can tell. No way, she's smiling because you're funny looking. No, really? Did you see that? Really? This is your opportunity, pal. You're a stooge. And you're too uptight, too righteous. I know women. That one wants you. Let's go before you do something stupid. Like miss this golden opportunity. I'm telling you. Look, why don't we just cruise up to her, and, And what, Warren? What? Introduce yourself! You ask if she wants to go for a ride. Forget it, Warren. Okay, fine. I'll drive. I'll show you how it's done. Maybe she has a friend. Not a chance, Warren. You don't even have a license. I have my learner's permit, and I bet you she's one heck of a teacher. All right. Fine. You drive. Okay, but don't do anything stupid, Warren.
Okay. Just come in, sit down, relax, listen to the king.
The king of ratfinks.
And I was speeding down this road, and there was a big box in the road. And my thought was to hit that box and just knock it every which way.
Watch this. Wow, check it out.
You are the master of chicken. A chicken would be ashamed to call you a chicken. What was that?
I don't know, man. I don't know. How did you know those kids were there? I didn't.
But I thought, what if I'd have hit that box and it killed those kids? Where would I be today? I would live with that. Whether I went to jail and got out or whatever, I would live with that my whole life. So it was, the angels had to do some quick work for a stupid kid. Because I believe God had to be involved in that. And God caused a miracle to happen. It was a miracle.
How often have we heard stressed the importance of staying in touch with our inner selves, staying in touch with our feelings, staying closer to our center as being key to experiencing the miraculous? Here, Ken Gobb responded to a feeling and avoided a tragedy. That day must have left a lasting impression on Ken.
Ken assured me that even as a teenager, it was a life-altering experience. It actually opened him up for the miracles that would later touch his life.
Coming up, 2 hospital patients receive a pain relief that doctors can't offer. Could it be from the hands of an angel?
After these brief messages.
Welcome back. While our stories of the miraculous are drawn from the pages of newspapers, magazines, and from the research files of authors and experts, we do solicit and select miracles from your letters.
Miracles are often very personal events. If you have a story you would like to share with us and the people who watch our show, trust that if you so choose, your name and identity will be protected.
At the end of every show, there is an address where you can write to us. And that address, through the magic of television, should be appearing on the screen briefly now as well.
Our next story is from a category of miracles we are all acquainted with. Modern medicine has done much to improve our health, ease our pain, and extend our lives. It is a science ruled by the strictest laws of chemistry and biology. But there are stories in every town, in every part of the country, which would indicate the medical profession gets a helping hand frequently from miraculous sources.
We've seen them in the news, reports of modern-day medical miracles, unexplained cures that leave doctors stumped and the lives of patients changed forever. Karen Goldman, author of Angel Encounters, is no stranger to the prevalence of miracles in medicine. When I met with Karen in her Arizona home, she relayed this story of a heavenly hospital visit.
I think lots of miracles happen in hospitals. I know people have spontaneous healings and, don't have to have the surgery that's scheduled for the next morning because suddenly the x-ray is cleared. I've heard lots of those kind of stories.
Ow! Ow!
Your tests are back.
What's wrong with me?
Well, at first we thought you had a tubal pregnancy, but the results show that it's a gallstone.
Does that mean you're going to have to operate?
Well, that is one of the options, but we have others to consider.
I just wish this pain would go away.
I can prescribe something for that. Now we have to decide whether to remove it with a laser, which has some risk, or wait and let it pass on its own. Now, if it doesn't pass in a day or two, we can just go in there and zap it.
What a crummy way to spend a vacation.
There are better ways to enjoy Florida.
Can I move my bed onto the beach? At least that way I'd be getting a tan.
Well, that's what I like. A patient with a sense of humor.
Who was kidding?
We'll keep you comfortable. You may just get to use some of those vacation days yet. We'll take care of that pain. Nurse, I'm prescribing 2 units of codeine every 4 hours. I'll check in with you now.
Ah, here's your roommate.
Don't you hate it when they do that?
Yeah. Okay, ladies. I'll be back shortly with your medication.
Wow. You sure look ready to deliver. Was the maternity ward too crowded?
Oh, no. It's cirrhosis. Liver.
Oh. I'm sorry. I mean,
It's okay. It's okay. Oh, I gotta get it. Oh, I gotta get it.
what's wrong? Where'd that nurse go?
Okay, and here's your twilight sleep. And you need to take these.
Dr. Blair, Dr. Blair, Dr. J. Hamilton, Dr. J. Hamilton.
Those should take care of any pain you have tonight.
God, this hurts.
Are you okay? Oh, no. Ow! Oh! Oh, no, not again. Oh! Oh! Oh, no. Ow. That was fast.
Hey, I feel really good.
I don't have any pain.
Neither do I. Who are you? Oh, it's nice to meet you.
Now we know who to ask for. Every nurse should be as good as you.
Hey, maybe we could put in a request.
That's a great idea.
It's funny, I didn't see her leave.
Well, we'll just have to thank her tomorrow. But that's odd. I looked right at her name tag and now I can't even remember her name.
Oh, I know. It's Nurse.
Nurse?
I know it was
After this woman left, both women they admitted they were staring at the name tag on the uniform and they had each memorized the name. They don't know why they were just so drawn to the name tag, but as soon as the lady left, neither one of them could remember what it was.
I want to talk to that nurse who took care of us last night. We both had a restful, painless night thanks to her. She was wonderful.
No one came to your room last night.
Yes, I'm telling you, there was this nurse. She had a cap and a name tag. I just can't remember her name.
A nurse's cap?
Uh-huh.
We haven't worn nurse's caps here in years.
So Susan felt that she had definitely had a visitation by some really loving being who didn't exist in the normal sense. And she got better shortly after and left the hospital. It was a very interesting experience.
Modern medicine is the source of many scientific miracles, cures, and knowledge which have been used to save millions of lives. But many doctors are now convinced that patients can also be served by interventions beyond the capability of medicine and treatments.
We have every reason to trust the qualified, experienced, and dedicated doctors who treat our illnesses, but we have reason to look beyond their limitations to find hope in the healing power of a miracle.
Coming up, a man trying to get home for his daughter's dance recital is stuck on the road in need of some special assistance.
Stay tuned.
Welcome back to Could It Be a Miracle?
We first heard about our next story through Joan Wester Anderson, author of the best-selling book, Where Miracles Happen. Her latest release, Where Wonders Prevail, recently hit bookstores nationwide.
Joan was gracious enough to invite me back to her Chicago home. She reminds us in this next story that not all miracles are spectacular. Not all miracles involve life-saving moments, but all miracles, even the smallest ones, are precious.
Such a little story, and yet so sweet. This man had to drive across the mountains. He lived in Spokane, Washington, but he had to get somewhere else, and he had to get there before dark.
Unit 21, come in.
There's your favorite delivery guy, the man of the hour, coming with the cross-country power from WOAD, Wode Radio.
Knock it off, hot dog. Have you had your radio off?
I'm headed for the store out on County Road D. Yeah, I should have them stocked up and be back on the road in about an hour. So go ahead and make out that bonus check to me, your favorite roadmeister.
Bonus checks are written to the drivers who pull into the garage on time, like always.
Oh, I'll be there. Nothing can stop me now. Over and under, boss person. No, stop that. Stop it. No. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Here we go.
Unfortunately, he stalled and the car just wouldn't go any farther. Now he's really stuck because he doesn't know whether he's going to stay there all night long or if someone's going to come along.
No! How could I burn out a spark plug like that? I'll never make it without all of my store. Maybe they'll have spark plugs at the store. Sure, they'll have spark plugs. They gotta have spark plugs! Hey, how are you? My truck broke down about a half-mile back, and do you have any spark plugs?
Spark plugs.
Spark plugs.
Sorry, no auto supplies. But you can use my phone if you want. There's a service station over in Alliance with a tow truck. They'll send a guy right out. Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Yeah. The number's right on top.
Thank you. How long does it usually take?
No more than 2 hours.
Oh, no. I'll miss my bonus. I'll miss my daughter's gymnastics recital thing.
You know, I'd yell at that company mechanic if I were you. This spark plug is way bad.
I'd have to yell at myself. They give us an allowance if we do our own maintenance. I'm trying to get this bonus. Hello? Carl's Towing? I could use a spark plug. Spark plug? Okay, so I followed this up myself. I should have taken the time to change the spark plugs, but I want to spend more time with the kids. So I'll wait for the tow truck. I know, people dying, children starving. There are better things to ask for than spark plugs. And the bonus doesn't bother me as much as the recital. What do you know about spark plug?
And all of a sudden, there was a truck. And on the side of the truck were written the two words, spark plugs. He said it wasn't Joe's Automotive Service or some generic name, you know. There were just two words on the side of the truck, spark plugs.
Hello, how you doing? My motor's running, yours not? No, sir, I need some spark plugs. You do? Well, I got spark plugs. Let me see what you got. Oh. Did you buy this, or did you get it out of a cereal box for free? I did skimp a little. Did you have it? Sure. Fix it right up. you have anything other than spark plugs? Nope, just spark plugs. No fan belts or hoses or... Oh, you need the spark plug, right? I'll get you a spark plug. Here's a set. Right size, right fit. Put them in, you can stay on schedule. Sure, what do I owe you? Yeah, you got $1? Greenback in God we trust. Hey, have fun at that gymnastics thing. Hey! How did you know about that?
You can still make it.
It was only later that he wondered if angels actually accept money. That was his his question to me, and I said, well, I suppose they probably do if it's part of the role that they're playing. But he said how interesting it is that we so often think of things as lucky breaks and fail to give credit where credit is due. He said he never had a doubt that that was an angel driving the truck, bringing him a heavenly delivery.
Here we have the story of a very simple request from a very private man. He didn't ask for anything big. He had accepted his fate, and while frustrated, he was prepared to just wait out the tow truck and go on with his life.
But the arrival of the spark plug truck with just the right fix for his problem is consistent with angelic interventions. Did a heavenly intervention put the spark plug truck in the right place at the right time? Or was it an angel behind the wheel of the spark plug truck?
Most important, Joan confirms the individual involved is convinced it was a miracle. And we have learned through our consideration of these stories that the person who comes in contact with a miracle has a sense of inner peace, yet a feeling of energy and a certainty about the genuineness of the experience. The man involved believes it was a miracle, as does Joan, and it has my vote.
Coming up, a dying young woman receives a comforting message from her departed father.
Stay with us. We'll be back with more miracles. Welcome back to Could It Be a Miracle? Miracles seem to occur quite often when they are least expected. While some miracles are preceded by a dramatic plea for help, our files reflect as many occurrences when the person experiencing the miracle had no prayer, plea, or idea that a miracle was in the making.
Michelle recently had an interesting conversation with author Kelsey Tyler, whose books on the miraculous include Heaven Hears Each Whisper.
Kelsey shared this inspirational story of a young man who'd grown away from his family and a chance meeting that would change his life.
I think angels come with a reason and a purpose, a task to perform and a rescue maybe to participate in or a message to give. And when they've done their job, they go back to where they came from or perhaps off on another assignment. And I can think of one that fits that description real perfectly.
It's Mark. Sorry I can't come to the phone. I'm studying for finals. Wait for the baby.
Hi, honey. It's Mom. I just wanted to tell you your car isn't ready. It had a few more problems than we thought, so Dad and I decided to have it all taken care of for you. Anyway, I guess you'll have to drive my van a bit longer. It's not very cool, but at least it's transportation. I know you're working hard with school and your job, but try to call us. Love you.
Yeah, I'm working real hard. Man, I gotta do something. I better drop out before I flunk out. It's time to party and study. Dude, hey, it's Mark. Hey, what do you got for me by means of entertainment? What? I don't know. I've never tried that stuff before. Oh, listen, let me think about it, okay? Alright, thanks. See ya.
He began to feel that, was it really worth it? Should he stay in school? Should he just quit and get a job? And what was it all for? And why bother with all this time spent in a university? And he was having a lot of soul searching. It was a lonely road that he was traveling on, and he was headed back home from a hard day at classes and working a job that he worked part-time, when suddenly up ahead on the road, on the side of the road, he saw a prison guard.
Need a ride?
It's good you stopped.
You, must be a guard at the prison up there.
I'm headed that way. Name's Spencer Good.
Hi, I'm Mark Downey.
I know. You've been thinking a lot lately, haven't you? About your life?
Maybe.
You know, dropping out of school would be really stupid.
I see. Well, you know, maybe school and I aren't getting along so well.
So you figured you'd quit before you flunked out. Why don't you try just working at it?
I've been trying.
Give me that, pal. You've been doing nothing.
You know, it's not easy going to school and working.
Yeah, you're working all right. You've been real busy. Experimenting with drugs and alcohol. You're headed down loser's lane.
Man, I'm doing you a favor.
No, I'm doing you a favor.
I'm doing just fine on my own.
On your own. Driving Mama's van while she's getting yours fixed.
How did you know that?
Just drive, Mark. You know, it's a shame to see somebody blow a chance when they had one. I hang out with people who blew their last chance. You're at a crossroads in your life, Mark. Decide. You know right from wrong. Don't be stupid. Make a turn and go down the right road. You can let me out here.
And the next day, after a real good night's sleep, Mark thought he really needed to get hold of that prison guard and thank him for just such wisdom, and to even ask him a little more. How did he know exactly what Mark had been thinking that day?
Hi, I was wanting to speak to one of your employees. He's a guard. I gave him a ride to the prison yesterday. We had a really nice talk, and I just wanted to thank him. His name is Spencer Good. Never. You've never heard of him? Are you sure? Thank you.
Again, no explanation for how the man came to be, no explanation as to how he knew what Mark was thinking, but Mark did go on. He finished schooling and graduated with a degree in broadcast journalism, and ended up becoming an anchor for a popular television station in Texas, and believes completely that God sent that man and that he was an angel.
There are a lot of parents out there who have children that they worry about, and they would love to put them in the company of this angel.
Michelle, do you have any wandering siblings that you would like a tough talking angel to talk to?
No, my brothers and sisters are all pretty well in line. Although I do have one brother who could use a wardrobe angel. He needs some real help in that area.
Wait, you have 3 brothers. Which would that be?
Let's leave them guessing, shall we?
I'd like to have some video of your next family dinner. Coming up, a vision sends another brother on a life-saving mission.
Stay tuned.
We're back with more miracles. Our next story is another file from Joan Wester Anderson, author of books on the miraculous, including Where Miracles Happen and Where Angels Walk.
Joan cites numerous cases of visionary encounters. In this story, a man is guided by a life-saving vision which appears in a rather unusual place.
Well, I think visions and dreams are very hard to explain, and they're very personal. We hear about visions of people seeing spiritual figures up on the tops of mountains or something like that, and we tend to think that that's what a vision is. And be one type of vision. But people also have interior visions of things that they see in their spirit. That's why I think sometimes people know what's going to happen without actually being told. They have, sometimes we can call that a premonition, but it might also be something that they're seeing in their spirit.
Harry.
Grandma.
Listen to me. Go where I am sending you.
20 years ago,
Harry, do you think I've been gone all this time? Now, do as I say. Go where I am sending you.
Where, Grandma? Where are you sending me?
You'll know the way, Harry.
Harry, I'm so glad you've come.
Mom, what happened?
I don't know. I found her here like this 10 minutes ago.
Did you call 911?
The phone lines are still down.
Something told me there was something wrong here. We gotta get her to the hospital right now.
I can't lift her by myself. Oh, doctor, how is she?
Stabilized. We've done several tests and discovered that she has diabetes.
Diabetes?
She had lapsed into a diabetic coma.
Oh my God.
If you hadn't gotten her here as fast as you did, the damage might have been irreversible. It was a close call.
Is she going to be all right?
Go where I am sending you.
Harry.
Harry. Harry,
Huh? What?
the doctor said we could see your sister in a little while.
Thanks, Doctor.
You deserve most of the thanks, Harry, for getting your sister here before it was too late.
He never had a vision like that again, and he never knew what to call it. And I think sometimes things like this are just meant for once in a lifetime, just to help us, because there's no other available means of help.
Michelle, in so many of these cases, timing plays a vital role. In this story, the vision appeared and the brother had just enough time to get his sister medical attention before it was too late.
If we accept that those we love who are dead are not in fact angels, that angels are a separate class of spirit, visions like this are either the angels taking the form of a departed loved one to reduce the shock of the appearance and add credibility to the message,
or perhaps the spirit of the loved one able to step briefly back into this world for the message. It's a question we continue to discuss.
and a question we may never have the answer to, but we do know the messenger was motivated by love.
When we return, a boy's life is turned around by a deadly bullet.
We'll be right back. Welcome back to Could It Be a Miracle? Earlier in the show, we shared the story of a confused young man who was turned around by a very gruff-talking angel. Bob had a recent interview with Brad and Sherry Hansen-Steiger, and they shared a story with him that has a comparable theme about a young man on a more treacherous path.
Brad told this inspirational story, which sends a very strong message to kids who are lured into a destructive lifestyle. A boy finds himself in a dangerous situation and needs the help of an angel.
The story of young Daniel Hill came to Sherry and me through his own hand after he had survived a very scary and life-altering experience.
Hey, yo, man, Spider, bust it out, man. I'm jonesing for some stuff, man.
Gotta re-up, dog. This bag of dirt ain't going around.
Hey, yo, is that all you holding? Oh, man, you can have this back. What's up with that? Where's the real deal at, Spider? Cooked up last night.
Yeah, sweet meat sucked it up. You ain't never lied, sucked it all up. Burn that. New comes through. You been holding out on your fam, man? He's doing what needs to be done. Hey, way to go, New. He shoots, he scores. All right. So what else you holding? Or should I say holding out on us?
That's your way of saying thanks?
You dissing me?
Nah.
You need to learn some respect.
You need to learn mouthwash.
Back here, you. Hey. First side, moving in. That's it. Get your checkbooks ready. We got bills to pay. First, we go to their home. Tonight, cover all their tags with ours. That'll put them on the prowl.
Yeah, fire them up, man.
Yeah, then we gonna set up a duck, a lone duck. Just sitting, waiting for trouble. No street thing. Get them off the street. Let them walk right into it.
He had already decided that he was going to be a writer. But what Daniel was doing, to the dismay of his parents, is that he had decided that he should research at first hand the drug and the gang scene.
Daniel, are you busy? I wish you wouldn't do that. If your dad catches you...
Sorry, Mom. It helps me write.
What are you working on?
It's just a story. I really don't want to talk about it.
I know. You're a writer, not a story talker. I guess that makes sense.
It's the only way to get the job done. You know that.
Your sister said she saw you today in the park, hanging with some rough-looking kids.
Yeah, so?
So, I don't want to see you start running with the wrong crowd.
Who do you want me to run with? Archie and Jughead? Wally and Lumpy? That's ancient history. If I gotta live for the day, I gotta write for today. See, I only stepped into the dark side to find out what they really know. You know that's not really how I act, okay?
I'm not sure about anything anymore. I'm afraid, Daniel. I'm afraid you'll end up in jail or...
Mom, don't worry. Every writer does their research. This is my way, okay?
Why can't you write about something nice?
Blood sells, Mom.
I don't want it to be your blood.
As he said, I'm not really involved with the gangs, Mom. I'm just observing them. Well, that's very difficult to do without becoming involved actively. And sooner or later, you're going to have to appear to one gang or another as if you are a member. On this one particular night, he found himself in a gang encounter, what was about to be a shootout.
Say, homie, I see you been real busy. Hey, I don't want any trouble.
What makes you think you in trouble, huh?
As you can see, I'm on your side.
Homeboy, I don't even know you. Hey, fellas, have you ever seen a dead man talk? No!
The trigger is pulled, and according to Daniel, it was as if time came to almost a complete stop. As if he had entered an in-between universe where he truly could observe what was going on.
You saved my life.
He said then that he felt he had been given a second chance, that this convinced him that there was another force outside of himself that was concerned about him. But this life-altering experience in such a dramatic way of seeing literally that bullet come at him in slow motion changed his life and maybe saved a great artist for us to read someday in the future.
Michelle, this case required time being altered, or the boy clearly would have been killed.
We've seen how angels will seek all measures to complete their task. This young man was fortunate enough to have an angelic intervention. Gangs are becoming an increasingly destructive community problem. They are a tempting answer to many who seek safety in numbers, social status, and a heightened self-image. They are too often involved with drugs and violence.
It would be a miracle if we could erase the problems in our society that allowed these gangs to begin and flourish, and erase gangs in the process. But this angel began as good things always begin, changing one heart at a time.
Miracles happen. They happen every day all around the world to ordinary people.
We'll continue to bring you stories of remarkable encounters, mysterious messages, and other unexplained phenomena.
And after each story, ask yourself the same question we pose every week. Could it be a miracle?
During the last hour, we presented the phenomenal stories of real people. People with different beliefs, dissimilar backgrounds, but who are bound by one common experience: a brush with the miraculous. The objective here is not to persuade or deliver moral messages, only to ask that you contemplate these events and the question that each one poses: could it be a miracle?